everybody, Jake here at DmaxStore. Today we're going to be giving you guys what you've all been asking for, a complete overview of this truck. So this is our 2005 shop truck LOY. It's been straight axled. We've had it since it was brand new and it only has 60,000 miles on it. So the owners had this for a long time and it has been an incredible truck so far. So we're going to start off at the front here with this Flog Demon Series bumper. This thing is really awesome. We powder coat it in a fine texture black with white fog pockets here, and we did do the Squadron Pro Baja Designs fog lights here. We also modified this bumper to accept a winch. So we put the Smitty built 17,500 pound winch inside with a custom ferry lead just so we can have recovery gear for the trails. We also added some more Baja Designs LP4 lights on top of the bumper. We just drilled in through the top and mounted those there. We have this Royalty Core grill, which is one of the most high quality grills that you can get for your Duramax truck, especially these cat eye trucks. I think it really transforms the look of them. Then we have these Alpha Rex LED projector headlights, which have been awesome so far. They really light up the road at night without blinding other drivers. And behind the grill here, you might be able to see it a little bit. It's the MaxFlow Arctic Series transmission cooler, and that just keeps those transmission temperatures in check. And so we're going to be moving on here to the suspension. And this is what's really trick about this truck, is it actually has a straight axle. It's a Dynatrac 60 axle, and we did all kryptonite steering on here. So we have the drag link, track bar, tie rod, and everything under this truck, all from Kryptonite products. So it's all their Ford style steering. We did make some customizations to it, so we had to modify it to work with this Dynatrac since it's not the newer style Ford axles. But we did some custom high clearance steering arms on the knuckles in order to adapt over to some of their Ford parts. And I mean, this thing is just really beefy, really good for off-road and turning these 40-inch tires. And for the steering, again, we have a PSC steering box with an ORU hydro assist to make it easy to be able to steer with the touch of a finger. And we have some 40-15-50 Toyo MT tires wrapped around these 22x14 American Force Independent SS wheels. This is a really heavy truck, turning some pretty large tires, so we really needed something to increase the braking power. And who other than Wilwood Brakes to solve that? Here we have the Wilwood 6-piston TX6R big brake kit installed on the front and rear of this truck just to be able to stop these large tires. In order to get this kit to work with our Dynatrac 60 front axle, we actually had to make some custom adapters, made them out of steel, in order to mount up to these knuckles here. Overall, this is a super nice kit. It's a high performance braking system and it'll throw you right through the windshield. And then we do have the Warn locking hubs as well. But I really like this. This is our summer setup, so we also have some simulated bead locks with methods for the winter. Those are custom made that we had done, same size tires and everything, but just a little bit more aggressive off-road look and a little bit more narrow. So just a couple different ways to switch it up. Going on the suspension here that you can see, so we have the King coilovers that we worked with WFO on. So they set this 4-link kit up for us. It came with their frame reinforcement plates and the coil towers. And then we have a custom sway bar with kryptonite end links again. And then we've got some pretty cool stuff. We have a custom bracket here for the rock lights. So I know some people like rock lights. I really like it. Kind of just lights this truck up and makes it stand out from the rest, especially at night. Then we also have these all new A-pillar brackets from DmaxStore.com. These are all new. We designed it specifically for this truck because we saw that there was a niche in the market that wasn't really being served. We want something heavy duty that can hold the size of this LP6 Baja Designs light. And I mean, this thing is solid. I mean, it's not shaking when you're driving down the road. We have a custom gusset in there just to make it nice and solid. You can still open the hood with zero issues with clearance or anything. So really good for those 2003 to 2007 Chevy trucks. We do just have some painted white tow mirrors on here, and then we move on to these AMP Power Step XL running boards that we'll show you guys later. And then moving on to the back, we've got a AirDog 2 5G mounted in the fender here, so it's going to be tucked up away and out of the way there, so you're not hitting that with rocks or anything. And then we also have the Titan 62-gallon fuel tank just to have some additional range for this truck driving around. It's always nice to have a little bit of extra fuel when you're on the trails. And again, the Toyo MT tires, and then we have a set of Deaver progressive rear leaf springs, and then a custom WFO rear shackle kit, and we have the custom hangers as well. And then we have custom made lights. So these are some recon lights that we did have painted for us, and they basically took them apart, painted it, threw in some rigid single lights in here just to make it really light up the road when you're going in reverse. And to add on to that, we have these rigid diffuse lights, which are on a Switch Pros switch in the cab. It's going to be in the overhead console. We'll show you that in a little bit as well. But that's going to be in the same flog bumper. So this is, again, fine texture black with white pockets in here. Still maintains the step, has a little grip there, so you can still use that if your legs are that tall. And then you can go ahead and switch those on. You can light up the night. And just this flog bumper is really beefy and really heavy duty, and overall it does a really good job of tying into the lines of the truck, and is one of the best aftermarket bumpers in my opinion. Looks really great. And then we do have a integrated backup camera. This one's in the tailgate bezel. I really like these. It makes you able to see your hitch really well instead of being on your license plate like a lot of companies do offer. I just prefer this a little bit better. It's a little bit cleaner look and gets you a good angle when you're backing up by yourself. So I mean, overall, that's most of the suspension and everything. We did have fresh bed liner thrown on it and a toolbox in the bed. Nothing crazy, just wanted something fresh to have it going down the road again and all clean. We're gonna go ahead and show you guys the inside now. Okay, so now that we're at the interior of this truck, we got a lot of cool stuff going on here. So starting over here, we have the Edge dash pod mount. So it's a nice integrated look for our Edge CTS3 inside screen. So this is going to allow us to monitor pretty much everything that's going on with the truck at the touch of a button. So we can look through hundreds of parameters really easy, and it's nice in the line of sight so you can see it while you're cruising down the road. And then we have this custom gauge cluster done by the original Mike D at NorCal Gauge Repair. He put our logo in there and did a really great job of transforming this. It's a simple but really good looking cluster. I like the all white with the red needles. I think it really turned out nice. And for the seats, we have these recovered with a catskin Tuscany leather seats with perforated inserts. So these turned out really, really nice. I like the white stitching to kind of contrast with the dark black interior, and it really just gives this truck a more upscale look. And they are really comfortable too. A lot higher quality than the vinyl leather that you get from the factory. And then we added this fleece tap shifter kit. It's going to allow you to use these buttons to shift through all the gears manually, instead of how you would lock out overdrive or shift down 3, 2, 1 with the gear selector. So this is going to be a little bit easier and look a lot nicer. It looks exactly the same as the LBZ shifter, but there is some wiring that needs to be changed when you're doing this, which comes in the kit, so it allows you to actually have a functioning one. And the tow haul button still works as normal. And then we have a Pioneer double DIN head unit to run the custom JL audio speakers that we have throughout, and we got 2 12s in the back, so this thing gets bumping. And here you can see we've got our ARB switches for our air compressor as well as our air lockers. So we've got everything covered here, and then our bass knob. Everything is all integrated nice into this 03 dash. And then up top, to control all these Baja Designs lights, we went and got the stickers from Baja Designs when they teamed up with Switch Pros to actually come up with custom stickers. So we've got the LP4, the rock lights, the LP6, the combo lights, everything that looks exactly like they do in real life. So it's a really cool way to kind of be able to switch through everything. And it comes with a nice control unit that you mount under the hood that's really compact and really high quality. Some of these other kits come with a bunch of big relays just in a box. This one is not like that. It's a lot better and uses, I believe, a solid state drive to get this to work. So you can click any of these buttons and it'll show you if it's lit up, and you have a bunch of different functions that you can change in here. And we have that mounted with a custom 3D printed mount that goes in the overhead console that's going to allow us to have it up and out of the way, but easy to use. All right, now let's talk performance. So for these LLY engines, the biggest issue was airflow. So we went ahead and took care of that with S&B. We did an S&B cold air intake and S&B cold air intake elbow. That's going to really get rid of the most restrictive parts in this LLY engine. Behind that, we did do max flow downpipe and max flow manifolds. This is going to allow the exhaust to also breathe a lot better and let that turbo spool up just a little bit faster. In taking care of that hot air coming out of the turbo, we went with the Banks boost tubes. The factory boost tubes on the driver's side does tend to rub a hole in the side of it, causing a massive boost leak. And the best way to fix this is to go with some steel boost tubes. And the Banks ones are steel and they take care of that completely. So no more concerns about boost leaks coming from the boost tubes. Behind this engine, we have our DmaxStore Stage 5 built Allison transmission. It is still a 5-speed, but this will hold any power that we want to throw at the truck. Behind the transmission, we did change to the Ford style transfer case in order to hook up better to this Dynatrac 60 front axle with ARB air lockers. Go ahead and leave a comment below letting us know your guys' favorite part about this build, whether it be wheels and tires, suspension, engine, interior, whatever it is, let us know. And if there's anything that you guys would like to see more of, go ahead and leave that down in the comments as well. Thank you guys for watching this DmaxStore overview video of our 2005 shop truck built by DmaxStore. See you guys in the next video.